Hello everyone, this is me, your Destiny Oracle. I wasn't actually planning to do this video. I was planning to do another one, but I postponed that video because I think this one will be more interesting for you. I'm reacting to a video by Darkside Royalty, who is one of the few YouTubers I actually like. His video, link to his video is in the description, by the way. And he's in a video in which he talks about how one of the leads, I believe it was lead engineer at Bungy, has posted on Reddit implying that we need a Destiny 3, which we do, let's be honest. In the video, he talks about what this guy said. Basically, what the engineer said was there was all this stuff that Bungie didn't bother thinking through properly, so they didn't foresee things that were going to happen in the future back when they lost Activision, and now things are harder. And then it goes on, the engineer goes on Reddit to basically say stuff that implies he thinks we need a Destiny 3. And then Darkside Royalty starts giving his opinion on it and saying a few things. I may not be responding to some of the things that he said in the order he said them on the video, but I will try my best. Darkside Royalty basically said that one way or the other, Destiny 2 will end after Final Shape. And let's be honest, one way or the other, we know it's going to. It has to. The simple reason the game can't cope with running much longer. It was already several years older than it was designed to be, by which I mean it was basically they kept adding to it longer than it was designed to have stuff added to it, and they've just been forcing it to keep running and put up with stuff being added to it. And as Darkside Royalty says, Luke Smith made that even worse because he damaged the game by removing the base game. The reason it's called the base game, remembering I am a dev. I don't work for Bungie, but I am a game dev. The reason it's called the base game of a live game is called the base game is because that is the part of the game that everything is connected to. You don't ever remove or delete the base game for the simple reason, if you do, you are going to damage the rest of the game permanently. And also, can I just say, nobody wants more Destiny 2. We're not having another DLC after Lightfall because we've asked for one. We're having another DLC after Lightfall because Bungy wants one. Darkside Royalty says that that player burnout happens faster each season, and that is 100% true. For those of you who don't know, what player burnout basically is when players are forced to do something in the game so often that they can't stand doing it anymore and they stop playing the game. An excellent example of this is the Destiny 2 level up system. You level up your character and you with pinnacle gear, infusing, and then you get levels, you get bonus levels from a special seasonal artifact, and at the end of each season, Bungie takes away your levels. They reduce your levels by the number of levels that you should have got from the artifact. But you can go well over 1,000. And it means that leveling up is pointless. Now, fanboys and fanboys, PvP trials tryhards, and super hardcore PvE players will go, oh, but there is a point to leveling up because you need to be this level to do trials, or there is a point to leveling up because you need to be this level or you can't be grandmasters. But for a large percentage of the community, grandmasters are pointless, and Trials of Osiris is impossible. Because Trials of Osiris, your artifact levels don't work during the matches, they're taken away from you during the matches. So actually, Trials, you don't need to grind your artifact to do Trials. Um, but it is quite grindy, to get up to high enough to take people on in trials without artifact levels. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. And there are just so many sweats in it at the moment. And also, the Destiny 2 Trials of Osiris current mechanics and methods don't work. They are just garbage. You might not see that if you didn't ever play Trials of Osiris and Destiny 1, but when you compare Destiny 1's Trials of Osiris to Destiny 2's Trials of Osiris that we have today, there is, in my opinion, no comparison. D1's Trials was a lot better. Trials of Osiris is the hardest PvP activity in the game, always has been. So best thing is limit any changes you want to make to the loot system. Don't do anything that's going to make it harder for players. In Destiny 1, Trials of Osiris, you would get one pass, and you would use Glimmer to purchase that, and you would also have passage coins, which you would collect in loot and from other PvP activities and from losing in trials. And those would be used to purchase trials perks on the card. Now, some of you those of you who didn't play Destiny 1 trials are going to be thinking to yourself, that sounds pretty much the same as it is in Destiny 2. You go, you buy a card, you pick a perk to help you out in it. What's this guy on about that they're trying to artificially increase the difficulty and make it harder for players? Well, hold on and I'll tell you. In Destiny 2, you could only pick one perk to go in with. In Destiny 1, you could have all the perks. In Destiny 2, the perk that gives you your bonus win, you have to get 3 wins and no loses before you get the bonus win. You get the bonus win on your third normal win without a loss. In Destiny 1, you got it after your first win. So in Destiny 1, you could have all the perks on it. PvP, Bungie should not be trying to make harder, or easier for that matter. PvP needs to depend on skill. In Destiny 1, Trials of Osiris always depended on skill, luck, and ability. Plus those perks Bungie had put in to help you out. But in Destiny 2, it is extremely difficult to get anywhere in trials unless you're a tryhard. Okay, so Grandmasters. Now, Grandmaster Nightfall, do they have a high chance of giving exotics? Yes, but that doesn't matter. Those of you who have, some of you might be thinking, what the hell's he on about, saying high chances for exotics in an activity don't matter. Well, I'm going to tell you that too. Another one of Luke Smith's retarded changes was that new exotic armor only drop for people who solo legendary or master lost sectors, and new exotic weapons only drop at the end of an exotic quest. So in other words, once you've collected all the exotics from Shadowkeep, then you ain't gonna get any exotics from any other activities that you haven't already got. And unless you're one of these people who wants to stats farm, which is yet another cause of player burnout, people trying to pretend that there is still a point to playing activities which are no longer relevant by stats farming. Yeah, and the Nightfall weapon, I mean, you can get a Nightfall weapon on any of the Nightfall difficulties. Grandmaster one, is it going to have anything super special about it? No. It has an extra mod slot. That's all. But there's, we have crafting now. I love crafting. I'm not complaining about crafting. Crafting is very good for people who don't want to do Grandmaster Nightfalls or who aren't capable of doing them or whatever. There's lots of reasons you prefer to do crafting. And I think crafting is a great idea. I find it very fun. I don't understand why people who complain about it do complain about it. I get that it might take a while for red bar weapons to drop, and absolutely I think that they need to stop having weapons that require you to do 5 red bar weapons before you can craft one. But other than that, I have no problem with it. Darkside also said that the main reason that Bungie still hasn't moved on to Destiny 2, from Destiny 2 to Destiny 3, is that they don't have incentive to. Bungie, darkside also says Bungie knows just as well as everybody else does the Destiny franchise is not going to evolve in one game. That the only way for Destiny's universe to continue evolving is to continue moving through various different games. And that we need to get back on schedule, go back to the first plan, which was to keep doing new Destiny games. It's not going to get any further in Destiny 2. We've been 7 years now, and honestly, for all the fanboys, shout about how Bungie are going to make things better, how things are better now. They're really not. I do agree with darkside completely. That Bungie do know it's overdue time to move on to Destiny 3, and that not moving on to Destiny 3 was a mistake. The other thing he said, though, is that the reason they've not moved on, even though they know they should, is because it is cheaper to simply copy and paste and reskin activities in Destiny 2. And it kind of is, but it also kind of isn't. By which I mean it's cheaper in some ways, but more expensive in others. It's cheaper because, thanks to Luke Smith, transforming Destiny 3's base game into the Beyond Light DLC and altering Witch Queen and Lightfall to be Destiny 2 DLCs, they would have to, if they were going to make a Destiny 3, they would have to start over from scratch, which would take a hell of a lot of money and a hell of a lot of resources. And it would be very expensive. So in that way, not moving on to Destiny 3 until they have absolutely no choice is cheaper. But the problem is that Destiny 2 is too old to have stuff added to it. It wasn't intended to have new versions of things from Destiny 1 added in it. It wasn't intended to run for 7 years. And so they are going to be spending loads of money fixing bugs, for one thing, and for another thing, they had to spend loads of money hiring new people, because partly because they lost Activision, because Activision didn't want any part of Luke Smith's stupid vision or the Destiny content vault, and because Activision's contract with Bungie was violated by Luke Smith in that he cancelled Destiny 3. And so they walked and they lost the 2 satellite studios and a whole load of people. So when they got back with Sony, now they're owned by Sony, they had to fork out loads of money to replace those people. But also, like a lot of other places, they lost some people due to COVID. And on top of both of those problems with staff, they lost 100 devs who quit because they felt what Bungie was doing was immoral. They quit and they went to work for Microsoft. So in that way, it was more expensive for Bungie. Now, Darkside Royalty also commented on the Destiny content vault. Destiny content vault bullshit, they were just deleting stuff. Anyway, sorry, it makes me annoyed when I think about it. But anyway, and he says that he doesn't. He makes some comments about how basically he doesn't buy that they're going to stop doing it because they're still generating seasonal content. Well, to be honest, I don't think people are going to care that much about the seasonal content still being removed because it's parasitic content. A while ago, I did a video about parasitic content. And I will do another video about parasitic content at a later date, because that was before I had this camera and this PC, so I could do good videos. Anyway, the long and short of it is, seasonal content isn't normally that enjoyable. Most of the seasons that literally everyone has done the seasonal content, it's been because there's been an exotic weapon at the end of it. Like the trace rifle. Boy, that was cool. But it doesn't last. The seasonal content doesn't last very long. There haven't been any exotic quests in a long time, and I just don't think seasonal content will be missed that much. This season's seasonal content, Season of the Plunder, I actually did quite enjoy that, but that wasn't because it was seasonal content or because it was Destiny. It's because I like pirate stuff. Darkside Royalty said also in his video that um, that Bungie had also promised there would be no more content droughts. Well, Bungie did promise that, but they really shouldn't have, and I'm going to tell you why. It was stupid because they were literally promising us the impossible. Content droughts are unavoidable because there are two different definitions, at least two different definitions, possibly more, of a content drought and what causes it. The obvious definition is when there's no content to play. The second definition is when there's no new content to play. And obviously, when I say there's no content to play, there's no new content to play, I'm talking for an extended period of time. Now, what Bungie is trying to do to avoid content droughts is using a seasonal model, a really bad seasonal model in Destiny 2, rather than using the Destiny 1 DLC model. The DLC model, by the way, is a model where the company works all year round to create a DLC with loads of content in it that people can just play through in their own time and can be replayed as many times as you want to play it. And as a result of the fact that the devs have a full year to work, things are better tested. Things are as well tested as they can be before they're released. Bugs are prevented before the content is released. And you get high quality content. However, it does mean that if you complete everything that's in the game super fast, then you have no new content to play. But you know what? There are these things called other games, and you can play those in Destiny content droughts. The seasonal model that Bungie is currently using is you get mini games and a storyline, and you play these mini games and you don't really achieve anything other than unlocking cutscenes and collecting seasonal weapons. Normally, on the fourth or fifth week of mini games, the player base is sick to the sight of um, of the mini games, and they don't want to play them anymore. Because they've completed them, and then they're then into a content drought for the rest of the season. So actually, what's happening with the seasonal model is you're getting more than one content drought instead of one long content drought, and you're getting lower quality content. You're getting content more often, but you can't play through it at your own pace because you have to work your way through the story week by week, doing one cutscene unlock a week. And at the end of every however many months, you go over to the next season. But the storyline, I'll usually either start on the first week of the season and end on the fourth completely, or after the fourth week, they will delay until the last week of the season and do a final mission then. So you do actually get lower quality content and more of a content drought the way they're doing it at the moment. Also, the season stuff, it doesn't cost 30 or 60 quid. It costs 101,000 silver, which in UK money is about £10. And if you get the deluxe version of that year's DLC, you will get access to all the schemes. You'll be able to get all the seasons in one go. So when you play them in one go, go ahead. But certainly, I definitely do think that we need a Destiny 3. There isn't really any other solution to the position we're in at the moment. And definitely, I think Bungie needs to start winning back players' trust. And another thing darkside Royalty says is that he thinks that another thing that stops Bungie having incentive to make a Destiny 3 is that they find it easy to milk what's already there, because in order to get away with what they're doing, they're not making another Destiny 3, because most of the player base, although not happy about what's happening with the game, are content. Now, I don't think the player base is content at all. I think that right now everyone is happy and is celebrating the end of the Destiny content vault. Everybody is celebrating that we won, that at least we 99% won the war over the Destiny content vault, and that's all over and dealt with now. But Destiny 2 will end. I agree with him completely that Destiny 2 will end after Final Shape. And when it does end, Bungie's going to have to make a choice. Make another Destiny free, or move the release date up on Matter, the game that they're working on at the moment. However, I don't see they can move Matter's release date up because, as far as we know, Matter is nowhere near completion yet. One option Bungie could have is do PS5 only content for Destiny 2 and attract more PlayStation 5 players. However, Sony and Bungie have both publicly stated that they will not do that. So really, the only feasible option left over to them is to start work on another Destiny 3. I would like to think that they've already realized this and started work on a new Destiny 3, but we just don't know. We know that Bungie have told us that the Light and Dark saga of Destiny will end in Final Shape. Some of the big YouTubers have said that they think that's just the saga will end, but Destiny 2 will continue with a new storyline. I don't think that's the case. That's pretty much everything. If you would like to leave a comment, then I will read them and I will do a Q&A in which I will respond to those questions, or a reply video, or how you want to call it. I'll do a video replying to those comments, and I will also reply in the comments. But please do not leave any inappropriate, rude, or downright silly comments. If you would like to see the video I'm responding to, the link is in the description. And if you did enjoy the video, hit the like button, sub if you haven't already, sling your donation at Buy Me a Coffee, and or join my Patreon. Thanks, I'll catch you in the next video. Oh, and one last thing. If there is a video in particular you would like me to respond to, just let me know.